Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing today? So, welcome back to another episode of Elena Demonetized. And today I'm joined with my beautiful co-host, Alpha Wolf. And we have the one and only, the super iconic Bianca Trujillo. So, Bianca, please give an introduction about who you are.
Hi, I'm Bianca Trujillo.
Go on. What else is there to you?
That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, without further ado, you guys, let's jump right into this episode. So for those of you guys who don't know, I made a video called I Escorted So You Didn't Have To, like a long time ago. And in that video, I was name dropping one specific person, Bianca, because Bianca actually was the one who got me into escorting. So this is really like full circle for me because like she was one who introduced me to like the whole escorting life. And then she kind of like my mentor in a way. So I wanted to bring her on to like really, because she taught me the ways, Elena Genevois. And I want to, there are younger girls out here who are looking to get into escorting because that is just the written lifestyle for trans girls, apparently. So I wanted to bring her on so she can just let you guys know the ways, the secrets, the tips, and the tricks. So please let us know.
I'm not going to help anyone, just so you guys know.
But tell the story of kind of just like how you got me into escorting.
Basically, when I met Elena, we've known each other like
a long time.
And she was always like around like girls that like worked and that were in the adult life. And basically like she was always like the one that was like just didn't have her shit together.
Basically. I did have my shit together.
I mean, not really.
Okay, so when I met you, I was 17. No, when we met, I was sophomore year. I was fucking, because I knew you around fucking the...
I was like 19, I think.
Yeah, you had just gotten your face done, and it was Aviana.
Yeah.
So I was like around, I want to say sophomore year, maybe junior year, was when I met you for the first time. And then we met again later, and then I was like, I had all these things to say about escorts, and I was like, ugh. I could never I have morals. I have self-respect. I could never do that.
Yeah. But
I was basically shaming escorting in front of Bianca. She was not having it.
Well, I mean, like most of your friends were like in the adult life.
No, a lot of my friends were in the adult life.
Well, literally most trans girls are in it. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it was just because like your friend like Eden kind of like told you like, oh, don't do that.
Yeah, she kind of just like she put a little bad taste about escorts in my mouth. Like she would always be like, don't share drinks with Bianca, like don't share straws with Bianca, like don't share drinks with those girls and stuff. And I was kind of like, damn, is escorting that bad? Like in a way she made it seem like it was like everyone's full of STDs, you can't trust no one. And so I was kind of
I heard she's barebacking, so I think that's a little more disgusting.
But yeah, so she was kind of just telling me like I was young and she was like, oh, those girls are hookers, like don't talk to them, this and that. And I was like, okay, being young. And then I hung out with you and like a lot of these girls, my close friends at the time, they're all escorting. And then I was like, oh my God, all my friends are escorting. Like, what's this all about? And then how did you get me into that?
Well, basically like you just were like friends with us and you were always like there, and every like situation like you just like needed a little push, a little help. You kind of were like a little brainwashed and thinking that, oh, like if I do this for free, like I'm a better person. Like I need to do it for free and get used by every single guy. And then I'm just gonna like just be a better person. Like and I don't know, like my trans mom taught me. And basically like, cause I like, probably first I had sugar daddies and the sugar daddy thing just like I wasn't telling guys like the sugar daddy's tea, which like I don't know how like I did that because I was fucking clocky before.
No, sugar. there's a lot of girls we were talking and they don't like Brianna, she doesn't tell tea to anyone, remember?
Yeah, she's like I'm stealth, so I don't tell nobody nothing about anything.
Yeah, she just keeps it all quiet.
Doesn't even have sex either, really.
7 months, no sex.
No, yeah, like crazy. So
and so there are people who just don't disclose, but I feel like I had friends when I was younger too. Like they would have sugar daddies, but they never really disclosed ever. They kind of just went out with them and of course kind of like, oh, I'm just your companion, you know? But like sugar daddy is like way different than escorting, I feel. So it's kind of like escorting, like, they all know from the jump, like, what they're there for, versus, like, sugar daddies kind of just, like, they're working a relationship to get to that point.
But I feel like there's different levels to it, because there's, like,
Absolutely.
girls that do it, like, on the low for,
That's,
like...
yeah. We talked about that on another episode. There's definitely different, like, levels of sex work, you know?
What are the levels
Yeah.
to it?
Well, I mean, there's, you know, you have your street, just, you know, working the corner. Like, if you're, you know, if you're a girl that's, you know, doesn't have as good opportunities as others do, you know, so you're working the streets and you're walking the blade and you're picking up tricks like that, you know. Then there's, like, obviously you have, you know, getting pimped out on that level, but then there's your next level, I might say, where you're, you know, you're working out of a lower level type of hotel, like a Holiday Inn, like, you know, it's just like, it's not like,
Or like a fucking motel.
sure, you know, and that's where you work out of it in your local town. And then I'd say a level up from there would be where you're touring, you know, where you're like, you're booking clients with like pre-deposits and stuff like that. And then obviously you have like your fucking top tier, high level girls that, you know, are really racking in dough that, are so stealth and low key about it you'd never know, you know. And I feel like the ones that don't talk about it are the ones that are really killing it.
Yeah, so I saw a client in a motel once, and it was like, it wasn't even like I was working out of there, but like it was this guy that I like knew that I met on Tinder a really, really long time ago. And then he was like, oh, like, I want to see you again. And him and I had already hooked up in the past. And he was like, I want to see you again. I'm like, and then this is after I got into the mindset of like charging everyone, no matter what. Because when I met her, she was like, charge everyone. And so I was like, you have to pay me. And then he was like, fine. And so he got a random motel for the night.
Well, I think, like, you should, like, ask...
For the night? You stay the night with him?
No, he got the motel. I went in, ba-boom, and then I
you
left.
give clients way more than they fucking deserve.
Well, I was like young then. I was like a baby.
Well, I think that, like, I mean...
This was like when I was living at my parents' house still, that's why.
Oh, damn.
So I couldn't do it there. And then later, when I moved into Nate's house, then I really fucking
Turn it up.
turn it up. And then later when I moved here, I stopped. So when I was escorting for a little bit, it was out of my mom's house, but I wouldn't do it at home. So I had to do out calls
Obviously.
all the time.
Yeah.
And that was when she kind of taught me the ways of kind of like escorting. So I was like, fuck, I'm like at my mom's house though, so I'm only fucking gonna be doing out calls. That's what Danny did.
Yeah.
Danny was living with her parents, so Danny was just always doing out calls, you know? And so, like, I did that, and then later, eventually, I got my apartment with Nate, and then started working out of there, and then moved out. But yeah. So, tell them how you got me into escorting.
So basically, I mean, she was, like, already around, like, a lot of friends that, like, we all did it. Or they all did it.
Everyone was an escort.
And like she would like just like go on dates with like guys on Tinder, and I'd be like, girl, like ask them for like something, like a fucking taco, like ask them to like get you like anything.
A taco.
And she
Just a taco.
like she kind of like had like this mindset that like, oh, like I need to give it all up and like spend my time with them, like, because then I'm gonna be more of a better person.
I did, because I was kind of like, I have respect. I have morals.
So wait, you thought that like if you were fucking dudes for free, that made you a better person?
No, not more so kind of like a better person, but I was kind of just like
Morals
Yeah, and I was-
means better person in your
Yeah.
head.
yeah,
was,
well,
yeah.
sure. So it's kind of just like, well, I thought in my mind, I was like, you girls are such fucking like sluts, like.
Which is the complete opposite.
But, like-
You're the slut who's
I
not getting
know.
paid,
Well, again-
and these girls are fucking stacking dough, and they're barely even putting out.
But I was
you
kind
know?
of just like, I was like,
But you had like a list of like all the guys that like came in your ass. Like, do you remember
I
the
do.
long list?
My body count list. But no, I kind of had this thing. I was like, Bianca, like you're letting fucking guys pay to get with you. That's so fucking like degrading. I could never do that. Like I have self-respect, girl. And then later, like,
Lo and behold.
and then later she just kept like hawking my ear. And then eventually I was kind of like, you know what? I see your point in escorting.
Did she sock it to you?
She sucked it to me.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, you know what? I see the point in what you're getting at. And so she was like, here's what you're going to do, Elena. You're going to post an ad. And
Well,
then you were kind of just like,
the
teaching
point
me
was
all the
just
way.
like not to get used.
Yeah,
Like-
to get something out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go on Tinder and literally, like, if a guy wanted to take me on a date, he had to, like, buy me, like, a dress or an outfit or something.
remember those.
And I
You would
used to
always require
literally
something.
tell her, I'm like, girl, don't ever spend your own money on, like, designer stuff. You can have a guy get it for you. Just, like, all you have to do is ask. But I guess, like, you kind of felt like you needed to give them something in order to, like,
Well, I mean,
earn
like,
it.
again, I came from just kind of like, I didn't have that kind of like mindset. So I came from the mindset of just like dating regularly, living a normal cis life-ish, like a stealth life, doing normal things. I was like a girl going on dates, and so it's kind of like.
But you're a tranny. You're not.
I
really
know,
normal.
I know. But then like, I kind of had that mentality of kind of just like dating for love, and then now it's kind of like Bianca's like, oh no, we need to put money into it. So now I'm just I have to like find a way to like make. Like, how do I, like, date? Like, how do I know who to date for love and who to, like, charge? You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of just, like...
You only do one or the other. You can't, like...
Exactly. Yeah. But, like, I was young and I was like, well, I don't want to escort. I want to find love. And so I was like...
it's not even, like, about escorting. It's, like, you kind of, like, if you want to find
because
love...
I don't go into the mentality of dating kind of just, like, wow, how can I use this person? That's why. So, like, I kind of just went into dating kind of just, like, I'm dating for love, not dating for, like... fucking money.
But wouldn't you want to date a guy that is like stable and has his shit together compared to like?
Well, I did date guys who were stable, but I just never like had an agenda to use them as a thing. You know?
No, yeah, of course, but like you test them to see like what type of guy they are. Because I like dated mostly older guys because they knew how to like treat a girl.
Right, it's very true.
They're really established. Yeah.
And they just like before, like, I would just test, like, every guy and be like, oh, you should got this from me. And if they, like, said no, like, oh, like, I'm not that type of guy, I would be like, fuck you. Like, you're just going to try to, like, fuck me. Like, I'm not going to, like, give you my time. Like, you think that, like... So, basically, I just all, like, tested in that way. And if they, like, did get me something that I wanted, like, I would just talk to them.
Yeah, but I remember for the longest time, Bianca was kind of just like, you're like, fuck love. Like, you hated the idea of love. Like, she was like, Elena, fuck love. Like, you need to work, use these men, fuck these guys. And you're like, fuck love. Like, love is stupid. Love is for the weak. Love makes you weak. And you just had this, like, you were so against it. And so I was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to be like that. I was like, I want to find love. Because, again, I was young. And I was like, I grew up in, like, just dating. And you grew up differently than I did. You know, you started working really young.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's just that I had like sugar daddies in the beginning, so that's like all I knew. I mean, that's how I was like, raised and treated by guys. So like, I just didn't really see the point in just going on dates if I wasn't gonna like going on dates like to dinner and stuff like that. If they didn't have their shit together, like.
Do you feel like because you like escorted so young and that was your mindset, it kind of just made things? It kind of made like dating for love harder for you, or no?
No, of course not. I mean. No, I don't think so.
What about sex?
A lot of people are like they're desensitized to sex. Yeah.
Like being in a relationship, like how often, like, do you enjoy sex still, even though, like, because you're used to, like, if we're fucking, you're paying. How does that translate into
really.
How does?
I had my cuddles back then. I would have
cuddles.
The
cuddles. Okay.
We would have cuddles. We would literally, me and Elena and the girls, we would all just invite guys over.
And we called them cuddles.
And interview them and, like, ask things about them. And, like, just if they were hot enough, we would, like, just fuck them just for the fun
But do you still enjoy sex now? Like, outside your like, in your relationship
Well,
now?
I'm in a relationship
That's what I'm saying.
now,
Like, so, like, how is your sex life now compared to, like...
Good.
Yeah, it's good. You still, like... You're not like, oh, like, I have to do... Because, like, we've talked to girls that are like, oh, it's like...
They're like, I did it
It's a chore.
For work,
like, yeah, I'm so jaded now. I'm so, like, just, like, desensitized.
Victoria's like that.
Like, I don't even want to do it.
Yeah, Victoria was like that.
Yeah.
She didn't enjoy it at all afterwards because, like... Escorting was for her, like, she did it for work, and then now she's kind of just, like, when we met her, the biggest issue was kind of just, like, she just was, like, asexual now, because she's just, like, she tied, like, sex to that life, and that's, like, very normal what every girl is like, too. Like, we were talking to Brianna.
Yeah,
same thing with her.
And she's, like, 20. I'm like, how is that even possible? I'm fucking 37, and, I still shoot porn, I still do my thing, and I love sex.
Yeah, but, yeah, she was very much like, oh, I escorted, so now it's kind of, like, she associates that to working, so it's kind of, like, for her, it's like a chore, but, like, that's a very normal thing, so, like...
It's unfortunate.
Being that you're, like, you did escort and then you have a boyfriend now, like, did you think, like, escorting kind of, like, jaded you in any way whatsoever?
No, of course not.
That's really
good,
I
mean, because it's, like, work. Like, it's not... My personal life and my work life is very different.
Yeah. Is it, like, a career that you can see you doing forever?
No, of course not. I'm, like, branching out into other things. Like, I kind of, like... Obviously, I'm going to do whatever, like... can keep the lifestyle that I'm used to. I'm not gonna just like give it up for
because it's hard to give up like that. I always say those times. It's kind of just like when you go from making that much money so quick, it's hard to turn that down for like something mediocre.
For sure. No, my ex was like, she's like, I'm gonna do this until I'm done completely, and that's probably gonna be a long time. So like, you know, there's some girls that are just they love it, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that game. Get your money. It's a career. You know what I mean?
I just feel like it's so hard to like.
You can't try. It's once you're like racking in dough like that. Like for me, I think about it too. Like I'm like, how am I gonna like?
I feel like you didn't ever like do it like big.
She didn't do it to make money.
You were doing like $200.
No, I was doing it for like fucking. I was doing it for experience. Yeah,
just for like just to say I did it.
No,
like,
you're using like beauty queens. Photos, Katarina.
Yeah, so that was my name. That's my name now.
No.
Right now, my name. My escort ad is still Katarina.
No, you were using like Katarina Ross.
Oh, so I was using
photo.
Okay,
Katarina Rothschild.
Okay, so at first, here's what I did. So at first, when you first ever got me to escorting, I was like, oh my god, like I can't like be Elena Genevieve the escort. Like God, I'm a fucking superstar. What the fuck am I doing? And so I just went online. I found a girl that looked similar to me. And so I kind of used her photos. And so I was like, I used like the cis girl's photo. But later when they showed up, they never really said anything. They're kind of just like, oh, wow, you look just like your photos. You know? Because I would Photoshop the cis girl to look a little bit like me.
Sure. But yeah, coming down to any tricks, you're going to see a hot girl like you, and I would be like, oh, doesn't really match up. It's only if like you're a straight brick, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, yeah I'm out.
Yeah. Which I remember I was on fucking the website, and I saw a whole ass Victoria's Secret model on there. And I'm like, okay, I almost want to hire this bitch to see who's really hiding behind this photo. But
you're doing the same thing.
I'm like, I know, but I was at least somewhat similar.
Yeah.
She was picking a Victoria's Secret model, and I'm like, I doubt like you're remotely close to that. So
but wasn't the girl like on Miss USA that you're using her photos?
Yes. So
pretty fucking similar.
Yeah, but like I never had an issue with it, and then later,
they banned you.
They fucking banned me.
Who did?
The website.
Eros?
No, TS for Rent.
Oh.
They fucking banned me, and I was like, fuck. And so once they ban you,
reported.
Yeah.
Done.
Once they ban you, they recognize your device, and so they don't let you make a new one. So I made like so many accounts. I think at one point I had my escort name as Hannah Montana as a joke, and then I was also Rapunzel for like a minute, and then that got taken down. And then I was Lucifer, which was so funny. They made me like, hello, TS Lucifer.
But basically, most of the girls that told you like, oh, don't do it, like you're like disgusting if you do it, like we're literally doing it. Like Eden.
So they were doing it, but they were doing it in a way where it's kind of like, I'm not escorting, but
sugar daddies is the same thing.
You don't have an ad up?
Yes, but their logic was like, I'm seeing sugar daddies.
You're still fucking.
I'm not fucking them. I'm seeing sugar daddies. I'm spending time with them. But like escorting is worse. But it's kind of like, in the sense, it's kind of like you're still seeing like another man for like money. You're still like doing something for someone. Companionship, yeah.
Which is nothing illegal about that.
Mm-hmm. One is just like companionship at dinner, sure, and then the other is just kind of like quickly like whatever happens in the time happens in the time,
sure.
You know. But yeah, people were kind of a lot of the girls that I was with, they were kind of just like, yeah, doing sugar babies and sugar daddy lifestyles. But they were like, ugh. Escorting is so like, ugh, you have an ad up. That's gross. But like,
but they used to have ads up too. That's how they got where they were at. Like, you don't fucking just land a fucking like. I'm sure there's some girls that like, yeah, you meet somebody that's like gonna like be your fucking donor or whatever and just like sponsor you all the way through and through. But like, it's very rare. You meet those people through having an ad up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that. It was just it's the same thing. Like.
Oh no,
sugar daddies is the same thing, and like without that, like I don't think Eden would have tits. So I think
so like the guy paid for her first set of tits.
Yeah, so I think that like even like there is that one girl, I forgot her name.
Who?
I think it's Nikita. She like would like shame like girls that were like in the adult life, but like I guess like now she has like an OnlyFans and is in the adult life.
That's bullshit because there is a video. So I'm at one point fucking all the girls, like the social media girls, they were gonna go to New York to like fly to go see this man or something. And then this is so fucking funny. They're flying to go see this guy, and then the guy wanted to like he wanted trannies. And so each girl had to send in a video of kind of just like, hi, my name is this. I'm this years old and I can't wait to meet you. And so Eden had one, Nikita had one, and Alexia had one. And then later, Miss Alexia was post-op. And so the guy was like, oh, I don't want that
He
one.
doesn't want that. He wants, yeah. You can go see a girl then. Go see a cis female. That's like, what's the point?
So he was like, oh, like that one's post up. I don't want her, so she can stay back.
So many guys are like that.
But
Well,
no,
I mean, like, what's like a tranny good for if a dick?
exactly.
She's like not good
You
for
said it.
anything.
You're just a cis girl at that point. Like, congrats,
Yeah,
you made it.
you made it.
You finished the transition.
Yeah.
But like,
You
I
got-
remember.
You completed your transition.
Now go live a normal
You
life.
fucking two incomplete trannies right here. Just
Go be a hairdresser. You know. But because now you can't do sex life and you can't do sex work anymore. But I remember those videos. It was Nikita in her OG days where they were just like, "Hi, my name is this. I'm 23 years old and I can't wait to meet you."
With the
So
makeup girl.
yeah.
Okay.
Eden had one, Nikita had one, and Miss Alexia had one, but he didn't want Miss Alexia, so didn't work out.
Because she had a.
She was post-op,
pussy,
yeah. So
damn.
I don't know why she was shamed sex work when she was like,
Have you seen the video of her like jacking off her dog?
Miss.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah,
Yes.
she was.
I showed it to you.
You showed that to me when I was like coming out of a K-hole, and I was like, "This was the fucking gnarliest thing I've ever seen." I'm like, "This." She's like, "Yeah, so this." Like, and it's a Pomeranian too.
It's Miss Alexia.
Yeah, like Pomeranians. If you girls don't know, Pomeranians are very horny dogs as it is, and like they're very sexual dogs. But like, I'm like, this dog. I feel like she'd done that so many times with that dog, like. That it literally was like it was reaching down like to jack himself off. Like the dog knew he was like right. I was just blown away, and like it was up on Instagram, like it was the fucking
No,
bee's
so
knees,
it got
dude.
it got taken down.
Oh, it got taken down. Okay.
I think it was you who told me about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you sent
to
it. You
I was
sent
like-
it.
No, you told
Well,
me about it.
the
Later,
Doll Planet
I was looking for
posted
it,
it.
and later, you were saying how the Doll Planet fucking posted it, so I messaged her and I was like, "Do you still have that video?" And she was like, "Oh my god," she sent it to me, the screen recording, and I was fucking dying because she was like, "So you're gonna jack off your dog? Like this is
really good for their health and their mental health."
and she's like, she has a dog like in her lap. She has a dog in her lap, and she's like fucking like stroking the dog's dick in her lap.
Did the dog like shoot? Like it should like show the dog like coming too? Like
I don't know if the dog liked it, but the dog was
no,
the
the dog
dog was
loved
fucking
it.
spazzing out.
The dog loved it. The dog didn't like it. The dog loved it, dude. Shit, he wouldn't be sitting there like moving his little fucking dog arms like.
No, I think at that for some reason it looked like he didn't like it.
Is that like that's hella illegal? I think you can go to prison for some shit
No,
like
it's
that.
bestiality.
Yeah, but like that's
normal.
that's like fucking. You can't have sex with animals like and post it like that's.
I
Like,
never like
I-
looked it up. To see
I
if
think
it's
like
legal.
yeah, is that illegal? Comment on that. Is it illegal?
I don't think it's illegal because there's so much like people that are fucking animals and like
It's
they're
just so
making.
good. It's no shit. Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna kink shame. It's just not my thing.
I would do it.
Um,
Like I would have if I were to get fucked by any animal, it would have to be like the most manliest thing. So it would have to be like a fucking lion,
A lion.
like a masculine animal. Like I
Stop it.
I could not
What
get.
about a horse? Like stallion?
Yes, I was just gonna say like a horse. I can't get fucked by like a dog though because that's not manly enough. Like I want a tiger. I could get fucked by a tiger. Like it has to be like a
But those
real.
things are gonna eat you afterwards. They're gonna fuck you.
I
and
know,
eat
but it's
you
kind of like
afterwards,
it's like hot. Like I can do like a big wolf. I'll get fucked by a wolf, just not like a dog though, because that's like a pet.
Hi.
Yeah, it's fine. But I'm down to get fucked by every other thing else. It's just like it has to be like a big manly fucking animal. So like a lion, a horse, 100% a horse. I've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that I haven't seen that before. Just gone down the rabbit hole.
I caught my ex walking in.
The-
I walked.
You told me that you like hid under the blanket. You like, homie would be hiding under the blanket, just like jacking off, and you pull the blanket out, and he's watching some girl get dicked down by a pit bull. Or something.
It was a pit bull. It was my ex-boyfriend. So I walked. So he was like, we're in the room, right, Bianca? Landon. And so he was in the room. He was like, under the blanket. And then I was like, what is this guy doing? Like in the room, like he's so quiet. And so I walked in. And he's like under the blanket. I creeped the door in really quietly. And I just pulled the blankets off. And then I look and he's fucking jacking off to this girl getting fucked by a fucking pit bull.
Yeah, he was probably loving it too, huh?
Wait, Landon was?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That was like his
That's
thing.
the type of guys you date.
And then he would tell me, like, he would talk to me on Snapchat. He'd be like, unsave these chats. And he was like, I almost want to buy
If
like.
you date Elena, she will talk about you and ruin your life after.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why you signed the model.
Yeah, so you send the model release forms. And so I was, he told me, he was like, I really want to like. He was like, I really want to get a house with a big farm in the back so we can have like horses and dogs and like bring you back there to like have them fuck you and I can watch. And I'm like,
So he wants to get cucked out by animals. Like these these fucking horses.
He wanted to be cucked by these horses. And so he told me that.
That's next level cucking right there.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I would love to just have a house and like a backyard and like have a farm, and that way I can like have these animals and just like have them there.
You're getting railed by animals and just like talking shit to him, like making fun of his small penis, like while you're getting dicked down by these big stallions.
He was into that. He was into that.
So
yeah,
funny.
yeah, fucking jacking off a dog, and I just haven't been able to, look at her the same ever since. But
well, isn't that Eden's trans mom?
I think so. Eden claimed that her trans mom was fucking.
Wait, which Eden are you talking about? Eden the doll or Eden Reigns?
Eden Reigns, yeah. No, not Eden Reigns. Oh, not that one.
Eden the doll.
Eden the doll, yeah. So, she said that her trans mom was either Kylie Sonique or it was Miss Alexa. And now, if you ask her,
Miss Alexia was actually like sickening. Like
at one point,
yeah.
At one point.
I
now
remember.
she's just, I don't know where she is. I don't know what she's doing. She's in New York, and then
dogs. I mean, if you're jacking off dogs on Instagram, it's not very level-headed thinking unless it's. Who does like? You don't jack off your dog, do you?
No. Yeah. She's a girl.
Well,
Molly.
Elena used to like eat my dog, like pretend like she's eating my dog
because her dog is so tiny.
Like eating
so
it,
I
like
would just,
actually
I would
literally
shove her
put-
snout in my mouth.
Oh,
yeah, she would shove my dog.
Elena's interesting with animals. Like she's
she just like likes to do anything for like attention,
extra attention. Yeah.
No, because her dog is like has the smallest fucking face, and so I was kind of just like I would pretend to eat the dog, and she would let me. She wouldn't fight back. She'd just like accept her fate and like go into my mouth.
Not, yeah, she's going there. She's like, hopefully she doesn't eat me this time. Bianca, did you know, like she's pretty nasty. Like Elena's pretty gross. Like,
but I think she does it just for like to like get a reaction from everyone.
Well, okay,
that's
so,
how
like,
she is
okay,
with
so
everything.
Have you ever given a guy a blumpkin?
No.
Do you know what a blumpkin is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so say your partner, your boyfriend.
Wait, you talked about it, yeah. When you're on the toilet.
Yeah, and like
No,
taking a
that's
shit. Say like
disgusting.
your boyfriend's taking a shit. Would you go suck his cock like while he's taking a shit, like actively pooping?
No, that's
this one right here.
I think feces are kind of like
it's
not attractive, not a turn
This
on.
one is like not scared one bit by it.
Well, she's infamous of shitting on people, so maybe she has like a shit fetish.
I think she does. She jokes about like,
We're just talking about this too.
Yeah, low key. She's like, you were saying. I just wish guys got a poop fetish so I could just never have to douche. So I just poop all over him. Like, you really meant it too. It's true.
So going into escorting and sugar daddies, like, which one do you like better out of the two?
I mean, they're the same thing. Like, honestly, I feel like sugar daddies, you kind of like waste more time doing
Sugar daddies
for lower.
they have like a more
You think
classier
so?
approach.
Unless you're like.
Well, I mean, I kind of like dated like a lot of like guys that had their shit together. Like I dated a doctor, and they kind of paid for everything.
I really liked you with Scott.
With Scott, yeah, he bought me everything I wanted. Like, but like he also was like a little.
Wasn't he like hot too?
So
it made it that much better, you know.
Yeah, well,
he wasn't ugly. He wasn't like an old fucking rundown, fucking balding man.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely like had money. He was like a broker, and it was like cute and all. But like, I just like he acted like he was like he liked to act like DL and stuff like that, and I'm just like not okay with like talking to a guy that's DL. Or like
I remember
wants me to be stalked.
You would always be very openly proud of you being trans.
Yeah, we used to go out to the club and I used to literally scream out, "Trannies, let's go out!" But like literally, the guys around us at the club would not care. Like, like one of the girls would be getting her dick sucked in the garage. Like,
what are you in WeHo? Like, what city are you in?
In
like,
here in La Vida.
Really?
That was like we used to always go out to Taco Tuesday. And, like, these girls hated that I would always clock them. I remember one time, like, I clocked us because, like, guys would come up to me and, like, well, to all of us. And I'd be like, I'm trans, bye. And instead of, like, them, like, leaving me alone, they would just, like, chase me more. And I remember this one time, these guys tried beating me up. And Elena...
He took his hat and he threw it over the fucking construction site.
Oh, no, not that time. Oh yeah, that was a time that like Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so it was like Woody's, and like this guy tried like beating me up and was like, "Oh, are you trans?" And I'm like, "Well, if I was trans, like I'm not talking to you, so what does it matter? Because I don't really like want anything to do with you." And he got offended that I said that. Like maybe he wanted me to actually want him and be trans.
Yeah.
And basically, like I was with Elena, and Elena was so scared, but like I did not care. Like
The reason why I was scared was because it was 8 fucking guys, and it was at the end of the night, and then you're going at it with one of them, and there were like 8 big guys.
You're tiny.
Yeah, and I was like, Bianca, like if you're going up against 8 guys right now, you just kept fucking talking shit to them. You're like, fuck you, and I was like, girl, this is a fight that we cannot win.
Well, because like I don't really, defeat, you know, I don't like being stealth. Like I'm not like, I'm a little like too. I feel like when you're stealth and like you don't want people to know your tea, it's kind of like you don't love yourself. Because like at the end of the day, you're trans and no one really cares. Like the times I would do it because you guys would like be so scared of getting clocked out in public.
So you just do it because you don't give a fuck. You're just like,
yeah, I used to be like that, and then like my trans mom did it to like kind of like be like, oh bitch, no one gives a fuck. Like they're gonna like you even more. Like they're gonna not care. And like I did it because like
unicorn.
Yeah. I did it because like the girls were too scared of like getting clocked out in public, so like I would clock them myself, and like they just didn't care. They liked it.
But no, so me and you, we were up against fucking 8 guys, and then one of the guys in that group came up to me and they're like, hey, like my homie said like your girl's like a tranny, like is that true? And I was like, you know what? Like, I told Bianca, like, we can't win this fight. So at this point, you're not listening to me. You're fucking going at it still. And I'm like, you know what? This bitch wants to fucking fight them. She can. So I said, my friend is a tranny, but like I'm not. So like,
you fucking denied.
No, you cannot say that.
I said that to him. He came up to me. He pulled me to the side.
You didn't say that my friend is a tranny. But
well,
you just said we're not trans, and I'm like, why does it matter if people?
And then later, I was like, well, she's a tranny, but like, tell your friends to be nice. It was a group of 8 people.
I don't remember that.
It was a group of 8 people. Well, Doug, you were too busy fucking yelling at the rest.
You didn't have tits before,
and I was still sickening, bitch. And so later, this guy like came up to me. He was like, oh, like, is your friend like my home keeps saying that your friend's like tranny, like is that true? And I was like, she is, but like be nice to her, like that's my friend. I was like thinking like what would a fucking dumb cis bitch say? So I said that. And then Bianca's fucking yeah, because you were too busy again yelling at these dudes, cussing at them.
No, she was literally scared shitless, and she was saying,
yeah. So I was looking out for myself. I was like, yeah, I'm not trans. Fuck no, I'm not, because I'm not gonna go against these fucking 8 guys. Like,
no, it was just one guy that was like getting aggressive.
No, it was 8.
But there was like 8 guys there, but it was just one guy that was getting aggressive.
And you're attacking all of them
because like I just didn't care.
So fuck yeah, I was scared. There were 8 big ass dudes, and I'm like.
But I wasn't getting at them.
But you were fucking like going at it with them.
Because I just didn't care.
Exactly, I did. I'm like, I don't want to get beat the fuck up right now, so I'm going to deny it. Deny. I am not a tranny. That one is.
But like, I mean, I know how to defend myself.
I don't. I'm 5'2" and little.
Remember that one time you kicked a chair at one of your fans at the Abbey?
Oh my god.
You literally, like, this girl was like, oh my god, are you Elena Genevieve? I know you from Instagram. And then, like, she said something shady to you.
Okay, so I remember the story. It was me, you, and Eden.
Yeah.
We were at the fucking Abbey. This girl comes up to us and she was like, oh my god, Elena, blah, blah, like, being super nice. And I was like, okay, cute. Like, I love this. I fuck with this. I had a red wallet. And then she was like, what brand is this? And I was like, oh, there's no brand on it. It's just a regular wallet. And she was like, what brand is it? And I was like...
And she was like, oh, poor.
No, she goes, poor. And then you flipped off because you got upset.
Yeah, because I used to defend you guys. This bitch,
like, the one thing about her is, like, she's really loyal and she fights for her friends. And so it's kind of like,
poor.
You have, like, your friends back. And so she called me poor and I was like, ugh, what the fuck? I don't know what you did, but you took your shoe off.
No, she was like saying how she fights for trans and she's a boxer.
Oh, that's right. She said, I fight for girls like you, this and that.
Yeah.
And then later,
she was trans too, so I think she said us.
She's at the Abbeys, I don't know. And later, out of nowhere, she's like talking shit to us, right? I see fucking Eden's hand just like in her face, shoved it to the ground.
Yeah.
So Eden just fucking went to her face, just like fucking push her down.
Yeah.
This bitch goes flying down, and then I think you threw your drink at her while she was on the fucking floor.
Yeah, and then you kicked like a chair.
And
to
so
her
there was
face.
so then Bianca threw.
And
a
then
drink.
she got kicked out after we just all did that.
So it was kind of like all three of us. So Eden fucking pushed her the face to the ground. She falls, and then Bianca just throws her drink at her. So now she's on the floor, drenched. And then there was a chair here in front of me, so I fucking kicked the chair and it slid and it hit her in the face.
Yeah, and then she got kicked out.
And then she got kicked out.
She was like being aggressive towards us.
And then later she went and DM'd me. Remember
Really?
that? She DM'd me. She was like, "Bitch, come outside right now. Like, let's fucking finish this. Come outside." But we saw DM when we got home.
Oh.
And then I haven't gone back to the Abbey since. I just haven't gone back. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna avoid the Abbey. But
Yeah, the Abbey's fun. I like the drama. It's kind of fun. Sometimes I like to go out and just like be catty to everyone.
so
Because they don't do anything.
So there's this thing that you called, or I don't. Well, you taught me this. You taught me this, and you call it fucking freestyling.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean.
So what is freestyling?
Oh, come on.
Do you know what freestyling?
Of course.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was until you taught it to me. So tell the class what freestyling is.
I never really like. I did it, but I'm not good at it. It was just an excuse to go out, basically.
Oh, okay. But what is
Well,
freestyling?
what's your definition? I guess well, my definition, freestyling for me is pulling a regular ass person, making a
I mean,
client
honestly, you can get anything you want from any.
Yeah, you make a client out of a regular ass person right there in fucking broad daylight or at the club, wherever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just pull it right then and there. You're not,
It was kind of just like, okay,
like they used to back in the day.
Yeah, so we're kind of like streetwalkers in a way, but
No.
it was kind of like we're gonna go out, look for like the one that looks like he has bag, and then like
That's like that's the intention. Okay.
yeah. So the freestyle was kind of just, let's go out and like seek them. Like if it's like a slow night, we're not getting any calls, then we'll fucking go find our own work. And then we went out, looked for like a guy that kind of just like, it was kind of like my friend always taught me. She was like, oh, look at his watch. Look at his wallet. Look at his shoes. Look at his belt.
Just basically any single guy that came up to you, we would just like tell them like that we're like high maintenance and like that they needed to like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like that was just it. That was.
And then it was kind of just like our
topic.
Our code word was gifts. Like,
But like that was honestly just.
gift. I would say that to everyone.
But even like guys like now like go up to you and ask you like how much. Like remember?
I
that
remember
one time
that. I remember
we all
that.
went with our boyfriends. Mm-hmm. Like we were literally with all of our boyfriends.
That's funny.
And like they were like asking you like how much in front of your boyfriend.
He didn't do anything about it.
Really?
Like was it?
Fuck no,
like,
he didn't. I
was
dated
it-
a lot of pussies, to be honest.
Was it because like you got like clocked or something, or is it? 'Cause,
I mean,
like,
I don't know because I didn't recognize the guy at all. But maybe we just give off really like escorty vibes because if you think about it, we're in Orange County and the girls here when they go out they wear like jeans, like tank tops, and like flat shoes. But
Ew.
then when we go out, we're very like our style is very like LA and upscale, so we're always in like designer bags, the tightest dress. Like you always told me, you're like, Elena, you have to wear a dress and heels. You need to like serve a look all the time. And so for a hot minute, I was like, every single day when I went to go run errands, even if it's just like to go pay a phone bill, I was always in like heels, a tight dress. I looked like a fucking hooker. You know, I looked like an escort.
Yeah, most women don't dress like that.
Yeah, and
Like,
so
girl,
like
Well, I mean, most
because you
women-
always told me you're like you need to serve a fantasy 24/7 all the time.
You do.
And so like for the longest I would always just dress very like escorty. So even when we go out and like you put us in like a pond of OC girls where it's kind of just like they're dressed casual and then we're just dressed like upscale and designer brands up and down. Like it's gonna be like, okay, well these girls clearly are hot, they're wearing designer, they're not paying for this themselves, you know. So it's kind of like they mean business, you know. Just like how we're looking at that one girl on Instagram, you were like, oh, she's always traveling, she's definitely working.
That's what I said. Yeah, like come on, like you ain't going to fucking New Zealand and Bali like by
All by yourself.
Stop
Like,
it.
you're
You know,
definitely-
like those are all fly me to use or whatever. But good for you, get your
Yeah.
money. That's why you're
Same
so.
equivalent to kind of just like girls in designer brands, kind of just like, okay, like she definitely isn't buying that herself.
Fuck no.
She definitely isn't traveling by herself, you know. There definitely is like a man supporting that. So like they kind of knew the jump from like these girls are probably not here to fucking date, you know.
I don't think it was like I didn't tell you to just because.
Yes, you did. You
I
told
didn't tell
me.
you to dress just for that.
No, you would always be like, serve a
look
fantasy.
good.
You need to look like. You always tell me, you're like, you need to wear dresses. You need to wear heels. Never wear flats. You even tell that. You even tell that to this day. You'll be like, ew, flats. But like you.
Is she
would,
wearing flat? No,
No, I'm wearing
red bottoms.
platform.
She's wearing platform red bottoms, but
Yeah.
you told me you would always be like, Elena, you can't wear flats anywhere. Like you need to wear heels, serve a look all the time.
When I met you, you were going out like in just like a little V-neck and
I was really
shorts and
simple.
sneakers.
Yeah, again, because I was in Orange County, the girls dress like that when we go out here. Like that's how cis girls dress out here.
And you just need to be extra. Like,
yeah, and you're from LA, and you're kind of just like, you need to serve a look, you need to get attention, you need to look like basically like hot. And so like when I met you, I let you like, you brainwashed me a lot, to be honest. You fucking told me a lot of things and I listened to you because I was a baby tranny. Because for the longest time I looked up to her. I was like, oh my god, Bianca has this beautiful glamorous lifestyle. Like she's always just like, everywhere we go, she's always paying the bill, she's always like the shit. Yeah, and so I was kind of like, I want to be that, you know. And so like you mentored me. I was like, I like listened to everything. I took notes.
Yeah, I mean,
everything Bianca
I honestly
told me.
wanted all my friends to be like succeeding.
Yeah.
And like to be doing good.
That's good you don't gatekeep though.
I wasn't like really like a greedy bitch who was like not telling them or like not helping my friends. Cause like I kind of like cared about them a lot.
No, you care about your friends a lot.
I like told them like, bitch, you need to get your shit together. Like we need to all be like going on like these luxurious trips and just doing like a lot more for our lives. And just cause like I think you guys were like not really doing much.
We weren't. We kind of were just like, we would go out.
No, before that, you guys wouldn't even go out either. Like we could just go to dinners and movies and stuff like that.
Just hang out and hang at home. But like, yeah, so I wanted
That's
to.
all we do.
That's all we do now. Yeah. But then I saw your life and I was like, I want to be that. I want to be like a baby Bianca. And so for the longest time, I was like a baby Bianca. And then you mentored me. So I was like taking notes on everything you were telling me. And then eventually you kind of picked it up my own way. And then eventually learned to just do it myself and not have to like rely on you for anything like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then that's when I started escorting solo when I got my apartment and then got the hang of it. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm done with this. Bored. And then fucking quit escorting. But you were like the person I looked up to. You were like my mentor. You got me into escorting.
Aww.
All praise to Bianca.
All praise to Bianca. So I'm glad that she did that.
But it wasn't just like escorting. It was like I thought that you just need to like do things to make money and like get like the dream life that you wanted. So like I would like, because like I think back then like what you didn't really want to like what was your goal?
To get my hair license.
Yeah, you wanted to be a cosmetologist, and I'd be like, why do you want to do that? Like,
because like
you want to be the help.
Stop it! But I'm just like, I always kind of like thought that was what I wanted to do when I was younger. Like, okay, like grow up, have a career path,
You're
follow
really good
that.
at hair, though. You are really good at hair.
I heard you're doing Playboy.
I am.
So tell them about that and how'd you get into that? Like, are you excited for Playboy? Like, give us a gif of that.
Yeah, so basically like a lot of companies are kind of like more diverse, opening up to trans girls, like Miss Universe and stuff like that. Like back then they used to be really strict
about the pageants and stuff.
Just like in every company they didn't want to like represent trans girls because like it was like
Victoria's Secret, they lost their entire fucking brand because of fucking the decline trend.
We all know Victoria's Secret.
They fucking denied trannies.
So like I don't know if it's like that they want to like be like it's gonna help like their PR, so they want to like represent trans girls. But like there's just like a lot of like yeah, a lot
at
of
this point you're not representing trans people. You get canceled.
There's so many fucking new trans people, like so many people transitioning. It's insane. And so yeah, you like if you're smart, if you have a big business, a big corporation, you're killing. If you're smart, you would open the door to everything and be accepting and welcoming to all things trans, not, you know, whatever religion, race, creed, doesn't matter. You can't be judgmental upon that. You have to be accepting, you know? Because
now everyone's fucking doing it.
No.
It's so popular now that's kind of like, if you, like Victoria's Secret shut that out, now they got canceled.
I wonder how many people are transitioning though, like that are just jumping on the bandwagon. Like it's like, oh, it's trendy, like to be trans. Like how many of these people are actually like?
Again, I think a lot of them. I call them baby trannies. I think a lot of them are just gay boys that transition to get with straight guys. And then
I know a couple like I have a couple gay friends that like said that they were trans, but they weren't. They were just doing it to be like trending in the moment.
So I'm not crazy then. It's like an actual thing. Like a lot of these.
Yeah, it's an actual.
A lot of these gay boys are like, I want like they, especially when they hang out with trannies, they see like
you're like getting
all the hot guys, all the fucking
all
hot,
the trade,
all the trade. Yeah, so they're like, I want that.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like the only way to get that is to be a fucking.
Yeah, but that can only last for so long. You can only like then you realize, damn, like
This isn't what you fucking wanted.
Isn't what I wanted, or that's not who I am.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, when we transitioned, like it wasn't like trending. It was like against society. Like I was like 13.
It was very counterculture. Yeah.
I was like 13, like ordering my fucking hormones like from like India.
Yeah.
From
India.
All Day Chemist. Yeah. I was like literally hiding it like in my jacket and like just taking it like behind my mom's back. I never even told her.
Were you like wearing boys' clothes still, or what were you doing?
Well, like
you're growing tits now.
I was like kind of like wearing boy clothes, but like it's because I told myself I wasn't gonna like start that until I looked fishy, because I didn't want to go out looking like a brick.
What about like tits and stuff? You were growing that too.
Yeah, but I didn't really grow that much breasts, like with like just hormones, but like I just wanted to look fishy or like be.
So being a tranny.
I just didn't want to look like a brick. So
that being said, you clearly have some work done. What have you gotten done?
Like
let
everything.
the class know, like,
so like
your full fucking everything.
I mean, I got like literally everything done. Like I got 2 FFSs.
What was the first one?
My first one I got when I was like 19.
What did you get done?
So at the time I like was desperate for FFS. I went to like whatever doctor, and like I literally told him he wasn't even like specialized in trans girls, which is like the bad thing. So
is it like are you supposed to go to like a trans specific person? Because like it's surgery, it's breaking down a bone. It's breaking down a bone.
Yeah, well, my doctor didn't do bones. Like, he said that he was trying to persuade me not to do bones.
Yeah.
But it was only because he didn't know how to do it.
Okay.
Right.
So instead he put fat grafting to my face, like my forehead. Because, like, the trans girls used to do that when they were older.
Rihanna did that.
Yeah.
They used to, but they used to do it with silicone. They used to pump their forehead. And, like, they used to pump their face.
Like,
so
it was called permanent filler, but it's actually like the silicone in her ass, but they put in their face.
Oh my god.
This girl I know, she fucking got pumped, and then while the lady,
have it.
I know, but while the lady was pumping her in her ass, she was like, put in my lips, and she got pumped in her lips as well.
Yeah.
So now she has like permanent lip fillers because she's just like, and the needle was so fucking fat too much, and shoving that in your lip.
Yeah,
Ow.
no.
But I mean, it looks good, I guess.
Yeah, but like, so the doctor didn't know what he was doing, so he just put fat in my forehead and my cheekbones, and he did my nose job, and he like also put like filler in my chin. I mean, I basically have everything done now, but at that time, like, he just did that, and it looked good until like I lost weight and I got skinny, and then the fat like just disappeared.
Was that when I first met you?
Yeah, when I first met you, I was like recovering.
You were recovering.
Literally.
I was like, oh, we're gonna eat Korean barbecue. Tell Bianca to come with us. And my friend was like, oh, Bianca just came out of surgery. She's recovering. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Pull her out of fucking bed and take her to Korean barbecue.
Yeah, and
you came
bruised up,
yeah, you were all bruised, all swollen. But she came out.
Yeah, and I mean, and then I got another round like a couple years later.
Your second FFS.
Yeah, I got a second FFS. And it was like cute. I mean, I got like my brow bone shaved. I got like.
You got buccal fat removal too. I remember that changed your face entirely.
Yeah, but like a lot of girls are having problems with it because you got like this like saggy skin right here.
Well, it depends how much buccal fat you had prior. I feel it's kind of like.
I don't think that a girl should get it because it makes you look older in the.
Well, I mean, like that's the whole vibe. It's to kind of like you take it out to look skinnier and look. Like when you got it, because like buccal fat. So it's the fat right here. They open your mouth, they cut you right here, and they pull the little like blob of fat out, and so it makes your face like that.
Oh, is that like why Leah has that? So you have like the fucking.
Well, Leah got permanent dimples in her face.
Yeah,
but like there's like buccal fat where it makes your face just kind of like more slim down here. Like, see, I have the fat right here.
I don't have that.
You have the fat right here.
I see that. I don't have that.
So like, if I get it removed, it's just like that little fat right here. Down here, and they pull it out, and then later you just look more like sunken in. That's why girls get it though, because kind of like it makes you look skinnier. And like I remember at one point you lost a lot of weight, but you didn't show it in your face though. And later when you got buccal fat removal, you really looked skinnier.
Well, yeah, no, it's because I had fat grafting to my face.
Exactly.
So,
it's
like,
kind of
my face looked more plump. But, like...
when you got your buccal fat, I was like, oh, wow, Bianca looks like she lost a lot of weight. Because now it's like your face matches the body, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, buccal fat does a lot.
If you're trans, you have to be skinny. Because, like, you look more possible. If you're fat, it just doesn't look good.
So, what's your take on that? Because a lot of girls are going to be like, are you body shaming now, Bianca?
Yeah, we are. We, like, all had eating disorders. I remember Elena used to, like, make herself vomit. Like, she would stuff her finger.
Because you would always
and we would hold her hair.
Because you would always tell me, you'd be like, you have to be skinny. You have to be skinny. Like, if you're fucking...
Hun,
if you're fucking, like, chubby, your arms would look bigger. Your arms look more wider. And so, she would always be like, you need it. So...
Why are all you girls so fucking lazy? Go to the gym.
Oh, I
no,
do.
Because, like you don't get it, sweetie. Like the gym doesn't like it's bone structure. Like the gym it can burn fat, but you can't change their bone structure.
Lies.
Yes.
But of course, bone structure. But like, if you want to lose weight and you want to have a nice body, go do the fucking gym and have a nice diet.
Well,
you don't have to do upper body stuff. Like, don't do upper body workouts. Do lower body, fucking. But like. Why are I am shaming trans women because y'all are fucking like I work for my body.
Well, you're a man.
Yeah, but you're a guy.
It's way different.
My ex-boyfriend would always tell me like, why don't you just work out? But like at that, I mean,
don't fucking get it.
I do get it.
It's because you kind of like our bone structure is
it's
bigger,
manly, it's broad,
wider.
it's
So you don't work out your bone structure, your big body.
No, you just have to lose all your body fat.
That way, you look like a skeleton.
Because then you look more like dainty and feminine.
But as far doing that, but like sure, but looks like are you not concerned about how that affects your health like down the road?
No.
Fuck no.
We just cared about looking.
We just want to look hot. Yeah.
But like, I mean, I still like worked out.
You work out now. Yeah. At one point.
Yeah, I used to work out.
At one point, me and you would go to the gym together all the time. You'd always be like, Elena, wake up, let's go to the gym. So we would do that.
Yeah, but we would just do cardio. We didn't really want to get
same with cardio, just burning all the fat. But like starving yourself, like it was way more effective. So like,
yeah, because
that's why I'm on so much fucking Adderall with you. And like, you even fucking told me this. You told me you're like, oh my god, like. You're like you love it because the collarbones in between my implants.
Yeah, it's hot. Sure.
You don't get that from like working out. You know what I mean? Like you get that from like losing all the fat in your body to where it's kind of like bones are showing.
Yeah, if that's the look you want. If you want to look, if you go the unhealthy look, sure, do unhealthy.
And that's
shit.
but like, that's what we like. Was like we wanted to
work
look
out all you want. Like if your diet is shit and you're working out, like if you're eating,
your diet's gotta be on point.
Yeah, well that's why we weren't like really like we were vegan, so we were eating. Well,
you were. I don't fucking eat vegetables at all. I just didn't eat entirely.
So wait, that means like you're just eating like you don't eat any animal products.
No
eggs, no cheese.
No, we were.
She was very good on her.
Bianca's
really good on her diet
and like vegetables basically and fruits, right?
Well, we were just eating like yeah, basically.
Bianca.
So we weren't like starving, but we were just healthier. We were just like exaggerating.
Like, is that really vegan though? Like, if you're like,
we still were like
once, like you eat like once every 3 days, and it's like
no,
like a salad and a couple.
We would eat 1 time a day.
And it's like a couple like little nibbles though. Like, is that really vegan then? Like, because like people who are actually vegan, they eat 3 meals a day. They don't starve themselves.
I don't think you have to eat 3 meals a day to be vegan.
I think most people that are vegan don't starve themselves. Most people that are like vegan, like very conscientious about the like.
Here. In other words, she wasn't vegan, but when she did eat,
it was vegan.
It was a vegan.
Got it. But I think. Food. Yeah, like we didn't care about the animal skin on our clothes. It was more just like so we looked good. Yeah,
because that's like encompasses like what a vegan they would.
Yeah, because you have vegetarian and then you have vegan.
Yeah,
vegan's like everything.
Like,
their products.
You're like an activist too. Yeah. Like you're now like fucking like social justice warrior for like animals and shit too. Like
yeah,
you just want to be healthy.
But I mean,
or
like,
unhealthy rather.
Yeah.
When we were like the skinniest, we pulled like everyone
because like you just like you look more like I can't explain it, but like
no guy wants a fat ass.
When I was on Adderall, babe, you were with me. You saw how big I was in the beginning, and then how tiny I was.
I didn't even notice that until you pointed it out. I'm like, because I don't.
No, but we would watch like my old. We would watch my old episodes of my podcast, and you'd be like, "Oh wow, you were thicker."
Yeah, you were a little thicker.
But in that moment, like I thought I was skinny, and then I got an Adderall, got really fucking skinny. And then you're like, oh my god, you're so like your shoulders, you're so dainty, like your bones. Oh my god, and I was like, right, this is what I'm talking. Like this is you can't get this from like going to the gym.
Yeah.
And then that's why I fucking am on so much fucking Adderall because it doesn't make me eat
at all. Anymore.
But the gym like helps though. Like you, if you like,
the gym helps maintain it if you're eating. I feel
if you because you burn calories. Like if you're like have a healthy diet, like just eat once a day. And then just eat a little
For
bit.
me, like when I go on Adderall, I don't eat at all. So then I never douche. I'm getting fucked by him all the time because there's no food in my body. There's no food in my body. There's no poop. So I'm just like, you know what? I don't even need to douche. I haven't eaten anything in the past 2 days.
True.
There's no poop. I'm clean.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like I was getting hot, and now I'm like, able to just fuck whenever. It was like a win. I was like, fuck yeah, I love Adderall. So I buy so much Adderall from my little drug dealer, and like I bought so much Adderall, like fucking pills after pills, popping it all the time. You got me on Adderall.
Yeah.
It was you who got me on Adderall.
She got you on Adderall and into escorting.
I didn't get it from a
You
drug
are
dealer.
definitely
I got it.
a gateway.
You weren't my she was my
I got
gateway
it from
to
my
like
doctor
success.
though, so I
You
know it
prescribed
was
it.
because we need this girl.
The pill, still the same pill though.
No, I know, but no, I don't. But then we know this girl who like got it from the street, and it was like laced with meth. Like I wasn't taking that shit. I was literally getting it prescribed from my doctor.
Yeah, but no, when I met Bianca, she was like, girl, I got an Adderall. It doesn't make you eat at all. You get so skinny. So I tried one, and later I was like, oh my God, I haven't thought about food all fucking day. And I was like, this is great.
But
so
you shouldn't take it for. Well, I took it because it helped me like just concentrate on like my
ADHD,
goals.
yeah.
Yeah. But like
then
one of the side effects
effects
was lose weight. So
because it
was,
releases
like, a
dopamine in
plus.
your head, right? So you're not really hungry.
Yeah, you're getting fed through the dopamine. Yeah,
And-
makes sense, yeah.
And so I was kind of like, oh my God. So when I took the Adderall, I didn't think about food at all. And I was like, this is great. Like, I'm not even hungry. And then I lost so much weight. And then I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, my story is different. Like, I'll take Adderall and eat a fucking 3 meals a day and eat a huge steak.
Because like Adderall
it's not-
doesn't affect you in a way where it's kind of like food wise. Because
It's a mentality though. If you're like, I'm gonna take Adderall so I can lose weight, of course you're not gonna be hungry. But if I'm taking it because I want to be focused and I don't want to like be fucking all over the place with my thinking, like I'm gonna be hungry because I don't want. I'm not trying to take it to lose weight. I'm trying to take it so I can like keep my mindset focused on one specific goal. But in turn, like, it's really not that beneficial, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like,
from my experience.
for me, like, I could definitely eat on Adderall, but like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make me hungry
Sure, it
to go
definitely- it
out of my
definitely
way to
helps you,
eat.
like,
Yeah,
curb your appetite. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why I loved it, and she was the gateway to me on Adderall, and then I got
Well,
so skinny.
I wasn't taking it to lose weight though. I was
But
taking it to like concentrate and like get like my shit done because I would just get distracted all the time. Like
But
even
then you
like in
mentioned
high
one of the side
school.
effects was like losing weight, and like it just, and I was like, oh my God, this is great.
Yeah.
It's speed. It's amphetamine. That's what
I
Adderall
love
is. Let's
it.
be real.
I love
Adderall is fucking legal speed. So let's just be real here. Let's not lie to ourselves. We're taking amphetamines, which is one fucking chemical off from methamphetamine. So
Are we gonna delete this?
no, absolutely not. You signed the waiver, baby girl. This is getting posted.
She signed the fucking auto release form.
But mine was from a doctor.
Mine wasn't.
Mine was from
Mine
the
was from the
street.
streets.
But it got the job done. I'm like fucking doing meth this entire time. This whole time I've been on like fucking meth. I'm like, babe, look how skinny I'm getting. Wow. From her.
I know like a lot of trans girls that like got into like hardcore like math and they lose like their marbles. Like they like end up like in a mental hospital. And,
That's
like,
normal. That's very normal. I'm saying it's common for trannies.
Why is it common for trannies?
Because
though?
they fucking like, again, like they dabble into drugs to like for selfish vanity reasons. Like
Yeah.
for example, me, like if I didn't
not knowing what the outcome's gonna be.
like for example, if I had an addictive mindset, I
Yeah.
would have like taken Adderall and then been like, you know what? Like when I was younger, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna take Adderall, and then later when I put a tolerance to it, I was trying to get Vicodin.
But you don't even.
What is Vicodin?
Vicodin is an opiate. Like, it's a completely different, opposite end of the spectrum.
That's like a pain pill?
yes, it's.
But I don't know who told me this, but they're like, oh my God, Vicodin would make you not eat at
Oh
all.
my god, who are you listening to?
I don't know who told me this, and so
So
I just
fucking ignorant.
I just remember for the longest time I was like, I need to get Vicodin. I need to get Vicodin. So I was like talking to all these doctors about getting me Vicodin.
Oh yeah, like a doctor's just yeah. Can I get Vic? Like you really thought that?
No, my doctor was fucking chill.
He's not getting. Oh yeah, really chill.
And so I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my God, like give me fucking Vicodin. I need to lose weight, blah blah. And he would never prescribe it to me. But
course
for the
not,
longest
like-
time, I'd be like, can you like get me some Vicodin? Like give me some Vicodin, because I don't know who told me. They're like Vicodin is like way more effective than Adderall. It makes you not eat at all. And so I was kind of
Whoever
like,
that is, like, give me their Instagram so I can tell them how.
but yeah,
retarded
a lot
they
of
are.
trannies they do that. They go on one drug and then that
just so they
leads to
can't eat, just to curb an appetite.
Well, it's for like vanity reasons, like
To
oh my
curb an
God.
appetite.
Yeah, and then later
Right.
from there they do like other hard drugs, and later that makes them lose more weight, so they keep doing it. Like it's kind of like
Yeah.
most people, they do drugs, they get addicted to like the euphoric feeling. As to some people, they get addicted to kind of like what that does to their body. Like, for example, me, I would be doing drugs just because like it would like make me look hot, because like now I'm not eating, now I'm skinny. So then again, I'd be like, I want to keep this body, I'm gonna keep doing more of this fucking drug, you know? But I was never like fucking doing meth and like heroin and shit like that. Like, I knew when was like, I don't really dabble in drugs like that, to be honest. And so like a lot of trannies are really common for them to just like do one drug, lead to another, and then lose their fucking mind.
Crazy. Well.
So don't do fucking drugs, Bianca.
Yeah, or get it from a doctor.
Yeah.
No, just get it in the streets.
Just, be like Elena and ask your doctor for Vicodin so you can lose weight. Don't do that.
I mean, I did it and he laughed every time.
Of course he did. He's like, you're an idiot. Like, why would I ever, like, there's, since like 2006 when Oxycontin was like fucking prescribed heavily, like it's, you can, like, opiates are not something that you can just get by, hey, I'm hurting, I need to get this doctor. Like, no, he will lose his license so fucking fast. Like,
yeah, no, so you never gave it to me. I would bring it up every time, just like for shits and giggles. Like, hey, I'm here for my upcoming appointment. Like, how about that Vicodin, you know? And then just kind of like a little laughing.
I've been on the phone with you when you've jokingly, you're like, can I get Vicodin, doctor? And he's like, Elena, I would never do that. Like, you don't understand what you're asking. So.
I remember that's when I was dying and he called me so fast.
Yeah.
He was like at dinner. He was like, I'm at dinner, and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm literally dying. And he called me back and he was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually dying. Yeah, but the relationship that I had
Why are you texting your doctor? What kind of relationship?
It was very interesting. The fact, like, her pediatrician, by the way. Like,
yeah, I never texted my doctor.
Me and my doctor, we have a really close, because he's known me since I was like 16.
Very close.
Yeah, I've never fucked him, God, no. But like, I've known him since I was 16. He prescribed me hormones, and so like, he's been in my life ever since. And then when you turn 21, he can't see you anymore. But then,
because he's a pediatrician
for kids,
for children.
And so when I met him, I was 16, obviously. So he got me into hormones. And then later, he would always be like, Elena, you're 21 now. I cannot see you. I cannot treat you. Here are some lists of doctors that you need to like go hit up. And I'm like, no. I always do the envelopes away. I was like, I'm not entertaining that idea. So I would always go into his office, and his boss would always be like, Elena, like, you're not supposed to be here. Like, should be like, you're like, we can't treat you here.
These are facts. The doctor, he's literally told you that on the phone, on speakerphone. Like, you need to find a new doctor. And you're like, nope, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of just like, here's the thing. They already treated me this long. They're not just going to stop treating me out of fucking nowhere. You know what I mean?
Very well.
They're advising me like, no, because I'm still getting hormones. They're advising me like, oh, we can't see you. But they know that if they just stop treating me entirely, it's going to fuck up my body. I'm basically detransitioning. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, they're like, we can't really do that to her. So they're going to keep treating me. But every time I come in, they're just going to give me a hard time to be like, you need to see someone else. We can't treat you. It's been 3 fucking years. They're still treating me. I think I'm fine. You know? Like, 4 years now, actually.
I could never get that type of love from a doctor. Hell no.
Yeah. I mean, like, my personality is very, like, pushy. So I'm kind of like, whatever. But, yeah. Before we go, Bianca, is there anything else you want to add? Anything you want to plug? Like, your social media or anything?
No. Absolutely not.
I love that.
She doesn't even have a social media.
I love that, because usually everyone's like, oh my God, yes, I'm promoting this, like, follow me on here. But she's like, no.
Look for a centerfold of Playboy, hopefully.
Oh, you never even told us about that.
Yeah.
So you're just like how they're more diverse.
Yeah, so they're, I mean, well, I thought I did.
No, you just mentioned how they're more diverse.
They're just letting
and then later we just kind of like
go on there.
So how'd you get into that?
I applied.
And then you got the email saying you got...
I'm not going to help any of you girls, so...
That's all it was.
Yeah. I want to be the only girl on there.
The only T girl on there.
Yeah.
Do they give you a date of when you're shooting or no? Not yet.
Huh?
Do they give you like a date of like when you're shooting for anything?
No, girl, it's not like that. You basically get your own photographer. You do your own photos.
Oh.
What?
No.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, what if the photos are shitty? Usually it's like their studio.
That's why they choose which photos, and I'm trying to like get centerfold for this year. Like,
really? So like when you're a playmate, like you're not going with like on a shoot like with the Playboy studio. Like this is where we're on location. Like
no, you choose your own. You choose your own photographer.
I think
you choose your own only for artists. You choose your own everything. It's basically you just send your photos, and if they like your photos, they choose you.
For trans girls or for cis women too? You don't have to like just everyone whatever photos they like they choose. That's wild. I'm so blown away. That's because like That's like porn studios. Like they're like, here, just send your videos in, and we'll pick ones we like. Really? So they don't have like their own.
No.
Because what if it's like a shitty photographer?
Yeah, maybe after Hef died. Yeah, maybe.
What if it's like a shitty photo? Like that's not good quality. So when you
then that's
like,
your
blow
fault.
it up, the photos are more pixelated.
That's your fault for not fucking having the coin to get a good photographer and good editor and all that. So. I guess so. You got to come out of pocket for that, then. Obviously.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it's more like a brand thing. It's not really like because I think the girls that got centerfold don't get that much. They get $25,000.
Really?
That's not that much for like to be centerfold. I think it's more like girls brand themselves from being on Playboy to like work with other companies.
It's a doorway basically.
Because like, so are you gonna get into like the adult life, like porn and all that?
No. I mean,
you're not.
No, he's not. He wouldn't let me.
Well,
why?
I think you can do whatever the fuck you want, but like
that's hypocritical.
No, why would you? Why would someone with a following of over 300,000? Who's already above porn? Well, you're already above porn. Why would you demote yourself?
But there's no like level. Like just
there
because
is.
You do porn doesn't mean that you're
the girls that are in porn want to be where she's at. They don't want to shoot porn. They want to get above that. So and I know this because I'm a porn star and I talk to fucking everybody about it. They don't want to. Girls, there's like fucking 5%. They're like,
but like
I
Kim
want to do this.
Kardashian did porn.
She did one sex tape that went viral. She did not shoot porn. She was never in a studio like, hey girls, I'm a porn star. Like Kim's was not a porn star. Like being a porn star is fucking like you wake up and you go on set, like you fucking live that life. I lived that life. I toured. I know the get down, and like that's not the business.
But you don't think she would get like a following plus?
Of course she would, but like what is that gonna do for our kids? Like we have a family, so like you have to look at that. Like so our children call her mom, and so they already feel some type of way about me doing porn. How would that benefit our family?
Well, because like you're gonna be able to like grow a lot of your income.
That's no, because like she makes more on OnlyFans and on YouTube than she ever would shooting porn.
Oh really? I thought like porn was like.
How much do you think a girl makes? How much do you think trans women make?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Give us
a wild guess, like a wild guess. Like, shooting one scene, what do you think a standard trans woman would make? Just a regular, like trans women porn star. How much do you think they're making on one scene?
At least 5,000.
You're so fucking.
They don't.
You are out of your mind, dude.
But like.
No.
It's like
porn.
No, it's not.
No, honey. No. Let's just go drop down to maybe 1,000. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's per scene.
If you're shooting for Groovy, you're getting like $500, dude.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So like so again. So how?
But like,
do you
what
think
about like everything that comes off of doing porn, like working with other companies or like
what companies would those be?
Growing your OnlyFans or growing.
But she already has that. Like, why would she need to like?
But I think like Elena's audience is more like baby trannies.
Exactly. Elena's audience is people that want to like hear like they don't like.
But I'm talking about like growing her OnlyFans though. Like, do you think like your OnlyFans would grow like doing more?
Well, I mean, like porn would obviously like.
I mean, you're already doing porn, bitch.
Porn would elevate everything more because now you're kind of like being introduced to this whole like different audience. Like right now, my audience is like trans and LGBT people. Doing porn, I'm not introduced to kind of like the porn audience of like guys who jack off on Pornhub. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I'm introduced to that audience as well. But like, I see where he's coming from. I see where you're coming from. Like you're kind of just looking at kind of just like really expand your name and elevate it out there. But he's looking at kind of just like, bitch, your name's already elevated. Like you're fine. You don't really need that extra audience. You know what I mean? Like you're not struggling to where you need that extra little audience to go then do porn and have that kind of like be away with our family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When we met, you met me. I'm already in the midst of sex work. Like we didn't meet. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start doing porn. Like that's like throwing a fucking little wrench in the whole motor there. That's not really beneficial. Like, but like in fairness, like, and I told her, I'm like, if you want to do porn, do all the trans like lesbian porn you want. You go do lesbian shit all you want because all I do is gay shit. You know,
but
like
it's work. It's
work, but I'm not out fucking other girls. And so if she's out there getting fucked by dudes, like that's just not.
One of my ex-boyfriends was like in the adult industry, and like we had a good relationship because we both did the same thing. So like I didn't have to like stop my job or like. Oh no! He understood me. So like
my last relationship was like that.
Yeah,
but then like, there's nothing that's coming out of it because you're both like there's nothing sacred in that because you're both fucking other people. So when it comes down to it, there's like yeah, we still like, but it's not because there's no monogamy and like.
But monogamy isn't real.
It is very real. It's
How?
very real.
But don't you do porn?
I do porn, but the fact that I shoot maybe one scene a month and like doing this podcast, like I've been trying to get out of porn since I met her, and like
Why?
because I don't. It's not something that I want to do.
Good financially?
It's not something that I want to. Again, being a parent and a father, like I got into escorting because it was a competition for me with my ex. I'm like, I can do it better than you. I guarantee you I'll make more money than you, and then that's how I led into porn. Like,
but like, why? But
because I was
for the financial, like.
Of course I did. I quit my job, great, but I also did it because I wanted to prove to somebody who didn't respect me as a man that I can do better than you. And through that, like, I opened a lot of doors because I was so focused on killing it. Like, I created a lot of opportunities for myself. But being in it now, I'm like, damn, like I'm with Elena now. I'm like, I'm not competing with her, like, And so at the end of the day, I do feel. Why would you
want to compete with like her?
With her, I don't need to.
No, not her. Your ex.
Because she didn't respect me.
Oh, but that was just more of a relationship.
If someone's,
problem.
Yeah, but if someone's telling you that you're never gonna be this, you're a loser, you're not gonna. I'm like, bitch, say it again so I can prove to you that everything you're doing, I'm gonna fucking take all that energy and fucking use it against you for my benefit. Because none of that shit's true.
But I was like talking about it like through a financial aspect. Like
I made a lot of money.
No, well, I didn't doubt that. But
yeah.
I'm saying like I was talking about it like of a financial like aspect. Like usually like people that like I've known that get into the adult life or porn.
Yeah.
They like all want to get like a real job, and then they have to actually really work for lots of hours, and they're like, fuck this, I'm not gonna waste my time doing all this work for pennies. I don't think that the adult life is like something like that levels you down because it's just a job. Like my ex was in the adult industry too, and I didn't really like think of. I might have like used it against him when we were fighting and been like, you fucking faggot, I fucking hate you. But like I didn't think of that because like I was in a relationship with him, so like I like.
But weren't you like? I always laugh when trannies call guys like, because you were a faggot at one point too. Like you were still faggots. You were gay boys.
I was never a faggot.
Like, you were gay boy. Like, you're gay boys that wanted to become girls. Now you're like. I always laugh at that one. Like that's a funny one for me. But no, I totally see where you're coming from on the financial aspect. Like
yeah,
I agree with you on that.
I don't think no. Well, I was saying like, are you guys gonna both do it? Because it would be like a good like. I don't know. It's just like my last relationship, like it helped.
We'll make more money off this podcast and our OnlyFans than we ever will shooting porn.
Well, but isn't OnlyFans like the adult life? And
sure, but yeah, but we're in control of it.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's more of a control thing than like her doing porn because she already has like sex tapes.
But they're all like with, they're all like with you though. Yeah, they're all like with you though.
No, I know. Yeah. That's why I said like it's like you're more in control of it than like,
yeah.
I'm not saying that like being in the adult life is bad. Like I'm so like pro like doing porn and doing everything and just being openly like sexual because like I mean it's just a job.
Yeah.
I just don't think he wants to see me like taking scenes where I'm still getting fucked by other dudes.
Absolutely not. No.
That's where it comes down to. Because kind of like if I'm in porn, I'm having other scene partners that are dudes, and like for him, he doesn't want to see that. He doesn't want to see like even though it's just work. At the end of the day, I'm still getting fucked by like another dude. I'm still feeling the fuck good out of it. I'm still like enjoying it. And like for him, it's kind of like even though it's just work, he's gonna feel away. Yeah, I mean,
I've lived a lot longer than you girls. I've been married twice. Have my life experience is a lot more fucking thicker than you girls. So my wants and needs are different than yours per se. You're 25. You're 24. Like your view of the world is different than my view of the world. Like coming to where I'm at now, I look at my kids being 15 and 10. I'm like, damn, you know what? Like I have an opportunity to branch out and not keep being a porn star because I don't need to do that. I really don't because I have so many other gifts and talents that I can make money off of. But 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have thought like that. It's just getting old, I guess. I'm getting older.
I feel you're just old-fashioned.
So is your ultimate goal like to get out of porn?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
feel like because you did it in a time where kind of like
I did it and it's great, but like I'm not gay. Let's break it off here. I'm not gay. I don't.
No. Yeah, but that is just
it's just work. But yeah, at the end of the day, like sure, it's just a job. But if it's affecting my mental health, and I'm like, and I don't feel good about myself, like, then why would I keep putting myself in that situation? Because I really don't feel good about myself. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, damn. Like if my son's coming to me and he's like, hey, Dad, like, let me see your phone. I want to block these people because like. If my job is affecting my kid's life in school, then I need to like rethink what I'm doing.
Oh.
For me, because
I guess it's
care.
different because we're like not really looking at it. Well,
You don't have kids, yeah.
I don't have kids.
Yeah,
so.
you don't have kids and you're not a parent, so you would never understand that. And you're starting to understand that because like you've chosen that life, to be involved with that. But it's just different, when you only have yourself to look out for, like, you can focus on branching out and making all the money you want. If it was just me and me alone, trust me, I would fucking be pushing it and I would be making a lot of money doing, everything I could. But I have other. I have
You're not the only one driving the car.
I have other people. My kids are looking up to me. They're like, and I have to think about their future too. Like, how are they gonna like learn ways of like making money and being like strong men and providing for their family. If I'm only out there like fucking and like, what are they gonna learn from that?
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion on myself. And so I'm like, okay, I need to like utilize the other skills that I have and like branch out, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, just porn just isn't for me. I don't see myself doing it. Like, I have sex tapes out there, but they're not like.
You're hot as fuck.
I'm not fucking other people.
So is it more to like for the relationship?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay.
It's more for the relationship
Yeah.
with each other. So I wouldn't want him doing trans porn because I would not want to see him fucking other girls. I don't mind the gay stuff because I'm not threatened by dudes. And just like how he wouldn't want to see me. He wouldn't mind if I did all like lesbian
If you were
porn.
doing trans and just cis lesbian shit, all day I'll sit and eat popcorn and watch it. You know.
But it's like when I'm having to fuck other dudes on set is when he's like, fuck, I don't like that. Just like how I wouldn't like if he was fucking another girl or another tranny on set.
Yeah.
But like, so are you not doing porn at all anymore?
Me myself,
Yeah.
I've shot like since what I shoot one scene last month. Yeah, I have like one scene this month. Yeah, I've gone from shooting like 9 scenes a month to like 1 a month. So
he's really trying to like.
I'm really like shutting it down and trying to branch out into new things.
So what are you trying to like do?
Well, we're doing this podcast right now, and then OnlyFans is definitely doing well for us as well. So
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you don't want to even promote your OnlyFans? You don't want to promote anything?
no, I'm okay.
Oh.
I don't want this to haunt me.
I'm like, honey, you just signed that fucking waiver right there.
You didn't say anything that would haunt you at all. Everything,
Yeah.
no, everything is just.
Everything that you
Very-
said is
yeah.
just you repeating of what other people that have come on have said already.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like.
No, it's very down to earth, and there's nothing. You're not messy. Like trust me.
We've had messier
There's
girls.
been she wasn't messy. You weren't messy at all.
Yeah, you're very much. You're classy about everything that you said, which is good. Yeah. So nothing about you said is gonna haunt you whatsoever.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, no, it's okay. I don't want anything.
You don't want to promote anything. She's like, I don't promote anything.
It's just
But-
Bianca. That's it.
I'm
It's just Bianca.
Elena's friend. I did it to be her friend, not. To,
Oh,
like,
she's
get
just
a
my
shit.
little mentor. She doesn't want any gain out of this. I love that. I can respect that for sure. Love that. Thank you so much for coming, Bianca.
Of course.
Anything you want to say to the world before we go? Your first YouTube debut.
Don't be messy.
Don't be messy.
She comes in the messiest podcast and she's like,
Right.
don't be messy. Love that. All right, well, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave none of her shit in the description box down below, apparently. She
No.
doesn't want that. So you'll never find her at all unless you're on the doll planet. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below what you guys want to see next. And until my next episode, you guys, let's get
See
demonetized.
you next week.